All right, just like that, it is the next morning back here, about 8 o'clock, and we're gonna get back there to the field and get going. We got plenty of seed to go ahead in this field, so that's a good thing. So we'll keep on moving here and see what we can get done today. We need to have a very productive day because we are running out of time very quickly, so we need to get a lot done today. But this feels pretty smooth, and I've got the green light over here. There's no yellow, so because we've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. It's March, or I keep saying March instead of May. It's May 31st. Oh, there's the neighbors over there. I don't know if they're planting beans or corn. They got a splitter over there, so I don't really know. They got a planter where it plants either corn or beans, so I don't know if they're planting corn or beans. But anyways, we're gonna keep rolling along here. We got this field here. This is the biggest part. Then we got those fields you can see back there in the distance on the other side of the ditch. We filled up with fertilizer a little bit ago. The nurse trailer sitting right there. So I'm gonna have to stop up here and go around this gas well. So we're gonna keep rolling along here. Hopefully we can get some stuff done today. All right, it's time to fill up with seed. Got it all lined up right here. So we need to get our scale fired up. And we gotta do a little math, figure out the weight of the box that we're gonna be putting in. We're gonna be putting in one box, and then we'll see what we need to divide it by to get it in each tank, because the tanks are separate, so we want to get it as close as we can, so that way I don't have to move the seed around as much. All right, after about 2 or 3 years with having this seed tender, I finally figured out how the thing works. So I did figure out how to do the auto dispense, so I can type in a weight and it'll do it itself. But I forgot to do the tout, so I need to go back down there and do that. All right, now we're ready to go. Oh, just push the button. Oh, now the corn's stuck in there. Oh, there it went. All right, got the seed tender put all back up, and we got the lids back on, so we're ready to go. But I might run down to the general store and grab me a sandwich and come back, so that way I'm ready. I don't have to drive all the way back up here, so I might just pull this in the barn real quick, run a couple miles down the road to the store, grab me a sandwich, and then come back. All right, well, we are finally back going after that break. It took way longer than it should have, but we're back at it. I still haven't ate yet because I need to be going, so I'm gonna get the inrows on this field, and then once I'm going back and forth, I'll eat while I'm planting here. So it took forever to get fuel because I was about empty, and it took like 140 gallon to fill this thing up. So this thing does hold a lot of fuel, and we only had like a 1-inch hose on that pump, so it took a little bit to fill that up. So we're gonna keep rolling along here. We got this bigger portion here. Let's see how many acres we got. All right, we have 40 acres left. 30 of that is in this field here. 38.6 acres. Oh, there's Cody and Jacob on the radio. Looks like they're finishing up somewhere. And then there's 10 acres over there in that little field on the other side of the driveway. There's a driveway that goes right down through there. So that'll be about 100 acres for today so far after we finish that. And then we're gonna move on, do about 50 acres over where we were planting corn a couple of weeks ago. We'll be going back over there for 50 acres, and then we'll be heading farther south, and we got about 120 acres to do there. And then we'll be moving west over to Central, where we will basically finish up. That's where the rest of the acres are. So we're winding it down, but there's still a long way to go, especially on soybeans. So we need to keep those drills rolling as much as possible. We need to keep this thing going as much as possible, because you can plant beans pretty late, but corn about June 5th is our insurance date, where they start cutting off your coverage. But you know, around that time is, you know, it gets kind of sketchy planting corn at that time, because you don't know what kind of rain you're going to get down the road in August and July or whatever. So you know, you just never know. So that's why we usually don't plant corn late, but it seems like every year we're always out here in June planting corn, because we haven't had the chance to in April or May. So and it hasn't been too bad in the past 2 years. So we're going to keep on rolling here. Alright, folding up, going to the next field. Got that all done back here in the back, about 110 acres. So Dad got that ditch fixed right there where we cross, so that's a lot nicer to cross. It always like washes out and you can't get across there because it like drops off. So anyways, we got that fixed. But I grabbed the rest of the fertilizer out of the tender, which I don't like to do because it kind of got this thing full. And I don't like transporting this thing with anything in it at all, let alone this much. But I think it'll be okay if I just take my time. So we're gonna head over to the next field. All right, over here in the next field, got the end rows on, going back and forth. I wanted to talk about a little bit about what we're planting into. So this here in this field is what everybody calls wild barley. If you don't plant a cover crop, or you don't do any tillage, heavy tillage, then this stuff is going to come up, especially around the area we're in right now, south of the farm. So when you burn this stuff down early, it actually makes it a pain, because it all falls down, and then it's difficult to plant through. And there's a random pile of rocks. I guess they forgot to put in a hole or something. Oh no, there's a turkey. And we're gonna have to go around that. But back to what I was saying, whenever they spray this ahead of time, a good bit ahead of time, it falls down and it's difficult to plant through. But if you look over there on that hillside, that's the same stuff, but it was burned down a lot later than what that was, so it hasn't fallen down yet, and it's actually planting really good through that. The last field we were in had a little bit of both. It had some the cover crop barley that we actually planted, and then it had some of this wild barley that came up where that didn't come up because it was so late whenever we did the cover crop. Anyways, that's kind of what we're planting into. We're gonna have to get some fertilizer here in a little bit. I think Dad's on his way with that, and then he's gonna bring me back over to bring my seed tender here, so we can fill up with seed. Probably gonna get, we got about half of this field done with the seed that we had left over from the last field. So we'll throw the rest of it in there, throw what we have in the seed tender in here, and then we'll just keep moving, because we gotta have the same variety in the next field anyways. So maybe we will get moved to the next field tonight, Hopefully we will, and maybe we'll get it done. Can't be for sure about that though. You never know what could happen between now and then. So. All right, fertilizer arrived just in time. So let's get backed up here, and we will get filling up. Dad'll start filling up. I just ran out too, and he pulled up. All right, that should be good. This one has a pretty long hose on it, so it's not too bad. Don't have to get really close. And then we'll let the planter down, so that way when you let this down, it just helps pump it in there. Don't have to pump it up so far. All right, and we're gonna go grab seed after he gets this filled up. We'll ride back over with him. Well, I changed my mind about the seed. I got back there and ended up being more than I thought there was, so I think I'm gonna have enough to finish this field up. Got about 32 acres done, and I think we're gonna plant about 50 of this field into corn. So this is a pretty big field, and we want to do it half and half. So we're gonna get about 50 acres in over here. So we got about 20 left to go. So hopefully we will have enough. I know we'll have enough fertilizer. He got me filled up there, and may have to do a little shuffling, maybe not with the seed. I don't know. All right, checking to see how much seed we got. We just finished up with this field here, so we're gonna check. We still got a good little bit, but it's not gonna last long. So we will have to see what we're gonna do here. So we gotta go a little bit further south. Got about 120 acres to do there. The seed tender is a little bit farther north at where the barn is, so I might just have somebody bring the seed tender to me instead of mixing all this seed up. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know if you can see over there in the distance, but you can't probably see now, but Chris is over here running McFarland, the vertical tillage tool. My little sister is. She's knocking out these fields here. These are going to beans. We never got the corn stalks worked down nice fall. We're going back here to another part of the same farm here, and we're gonna get started. All right, it's time for seed again. And one thing I like about this seed tender is it has this J&M remote. It's a J&M seed tender. I actually went out there, I got the remote, got the thing set up approximately where I wanted it, and then I got into here, backed the planter up, and I was able to move the auger or the conveyor while I was moving to get it perfect. So now we have it all set. Didn't have to make multiple trips to the cab, keep moving the tractor around to get it in the right place. It's all done right now. Now we go up here and fill, and we use the auto dispense feature, which is going to split it evenly for us, cut out all the work with it. You can see the lights over in the distance about right there. Yeah, that's Cody over there in the sprayer. He's burning down the field that I'm going to next. I don't know if I'll get there tonight, but that is the field that I'll be going to next. We've got 40 acres done in this 60-acre field. So there's just about 20 acres left. So shouldn't be much longer. I'll be done here, and then maybe I can move over to the next field. All right, well, after a few times of filling up with seed, filling myself up with some dinner, fertilizer, it is 12:30 and we're still running. We're over here in the other field. I'm kind of getting started over here. I've got one lap around the field and I'm working on the second. I'm gonna go until I run out of fertilizer, because the little gas motor that runs the pump on the nursing trailer is out of gas. So only got a few 100-gallon pumped in here, so we're gonna run with this for tonight, which will be fine, because I need to go home here pretty soon anyways, so I can get up in the morning. The reason why we're hitting it so hard here today and well yesterday and tomorrow is because it's supposed to rain tomorrow afternoon. Not exactly sure what time, but we got a lot of stuff to do yet, so we need to be keeping everything rolling. I think Jacob just went home about 11:45. He was planting beans, so there's a lot of other stuff going on in the background, not just me planting corn, but Krista, my little sister, as you saw earlier, she was running the vertical till. Bob was running the disc earlier, discing out ruts that we had from last fall. Cody was drilling beans today, and he was in the sprayer this evening. My dad has been running around like a crazy man, trying to keep up with everybody, keeping me fertilizer, seed, keeping them seed, keeping my brother filled up in the drill, fixing breakdowns, just everything you can think of. The airway, the one vertical tillage tool went down, the spike tool, it went down today. One of the whole shafts ended up breaking off. One of the bearings went out, so that dropped the shaft out. So they went home and got the other vertical tillage tool on the four-wheel drive and brought it down. So that's why she was running that. Just so much stuff going on right now. And well, actually that's not even all. They're working on chopping silage at home for the cows, baling hay that we mowed down on Sunday. There's just so much going on right now. It's hard for me to get it all on film because I'm not there. I have to be in here running this to keep everything moving, keep this moving. So I'm gonna try to get Cody a camera tomorrow. Well, it's actually today, but in the morning, I'm gonna try to get him set up with the camera, and maybe we get you guys some more content. All right, we are gonna quit for tonight. It is like 1 o'clock, so we're gonna head on home. Actually, we're gonna go trade my truck out with the seat tender. We're gonna go put that in the barn and then take another truck home so we don't have to unhook that. Just make things simpler. So I'm gonna do that, and we will be back here in the morning. I think they might have to do a little bit of work with the backhoe back here in this field. Cody said there could be some logs and stuff. There's a real low spot that gets there's a little creek there, so we got it done. Well, we didn't get it done, but we got the end rows done, so that way we can just get here and get going in the morning.